Hello, dear students, BBA professional. Today we are discussing principles of management. Just after Holy Prayer, Maghrib, it's evening, we are marching towards night. It's a virtual class delivery. Management, this is a very old subject, traditional, but up to date and modern. From the prehistoric era, there was management. There was management when Alexander, the great conqueror of the world, marched towards Indian subcontinent. Napoleon Bonaparte, in his military there was management. During First World War, Second World War, there was management. Primitive business, there was management. Medieval pure business, there was management. Modern business, here is management. So management is everywhere. In recent development of technology, science and technology, development of automation, automobile, development of telecommunication devices, virtual world, management is becoming more up to date and multiple purpose function concerned. As management is developing because the persons, those who are in management, they are also developing. The management is running with the human force, workforce. This workforce is also developing. That is the human resource development. Human resource development is the prime and burning question. The development of China, development of South Korea, development of Japan, in this Asian region, development of Vietnam, development of Taiwan, South Korea. Everywhere there is a question of skilled, efficient, well-performing managerial effort. So, management is a very important and burning question, and the human resource development is topmost. As far Michael J. Jussius, he defined human resources as a whole consisting of interrelated, interdependent, interacting, physiological, sociological, ethical components. Interdependent, interacting, physiological, sociological, ethical components. In this point, Mr. Leon, from the national point of view, human resources are knowledge, skills, creative abilities, talents, attitudes obtained in the population, whereas from the viewpoint of the individual enterprise, they represent the total of the inherent abilities, acquired knowledge, skills as exemplified in the talents and aptitude of his employees. So it just personal skill, efficiency, talent, techniques, tactics, all these things are concerned to development of human forces. If the human forces are skilled and efficient enough, the productivity will rise, cost will be minimized, wastage will be controlled, and quality will be attained with right time. with right quantity. For all this, human resource development is must and indispensable. And this development process must maybe, basing upon the sociological perspective, basing upon the technological assistance, with virtual backup, human resource development is must. Just all the times administration need to think upgradation of skill, efficiency, expertise of the workforce. And this is not simply concerned to the lower level employees. It's also concerned to the development of thinking job of the senior level management. If the thinking job of the senior level management is not sequential and skillful, then the total system will not be developed. Simply the development of the lower level employees is not enough for the overall development of an organization. According to Filippo, personnel management, or say human resource management, is the planning, organizing, directing and controlling of the procurement, development, compensation, integration, maintenance and separation of human resources to the end that individual, organization and social objectives are accomplished. Individual accomplishment, organizational accomplishment, social accomplishment, all these things can be gained and attained by human resource development. Human resources must be all phases. There is a question of all phases development. If all phases are developed, then better result we can attain. And lastly, the organization itself can better sustain and can develop. Not only is for the organization, there will be a social change. Society will be changed. And they can nicely perform their overall activities. In this point of view, Robbins, HRM is concerned with the people dimension in management. Since every organization is made up of people acquiring their services, developing their skill, motivating them to higher levels of performance, ensuring their organizational objectives. This is true regardless of the type of organization, government, business, education, health, recreation or social action. Whatever the approaches is, the government is functioning multiple activities. In all the aspects, social activities, governmental activities, agricultural activities, even development activities, in each and everywhere there is a question of development of skill and efficiency of human resources. So according to Gartner, human covers the following core areas. There is job design and analysis, workforce planning, recruitment and selection, training and development, performance management, remuneration, compensation, legal issues. Job design and analysis. Job should be designed in such a manner which is very much presentable to the employees, and employees must be able to learn to study the design. For that, there is a question of training and development of the workforce. If there is no training and development of the workforce, then they can't understand what is the actual meaning or the chalked out design. Then workforce planning. They should have a very skillful plan regarding workforce. How many workers or employees are needed for a certain job or for multi-varied jobs and activities. That should be decided in advance, and they should have a specific plan. Then there is a question of recruitment and selection. For different positioning, there is a question of recruitment and selection. Right person, right quality person should be recruited, and basing upon the right recruitment, they will have a selection for right one for the right position. Then training and development, which is must and indispensable, recurring training and development. It should be onward for the workforce. As per my own view, that is not simply for the workforce. Side by side, this for the lower level, mid-level, senior level management also. Position-wise, they should have a training programs launched so that it can be, for the senior level management, it can be within the organization or outside the organization, even foreign training. Then, Performance management is a very important thing, technical thing. Yes, performance of the each and every body, every individual, every employee, every officers, mid-level, junior level, mid-level, senior level management should be evaluated. Even the performance of the certain departments, say for the Department of Procurement, Department of Sales, Department of Finance, Department of Marketing, all these things, multi-different Department of Admin. Each and every department should be individually evaluated. Then remuneration compensation. Remuneration compensation is a very important thing. Remuneration packages should be decided and declared and shall be confirmed in such a manner so that the skilled workforce and operators, they will be inclined and interested very much to do their job or pay their services there in the institution. If they are getting the high quality, employees are getting higher salary, they will be very much interested and they will do best for the organization. Then, legal issues. Workers and employees must be well concerned about their service law. Rules, regulations they should have to follow and abide by. If they don't follow the legal affairs and legal aspects of the organization, that will be quite problematic from their side and for the organization as a whole. So, it's must and indispensable to have a legal knowledge of the workers and employees. And now it's a question of the staffing process. The staffing is one of the most important managerial functions which helps in obtaining and fulfilling the various positions of the organizations with the most suitable and capable persons. Steps involved in the process of staffing of an organization are: number one, estimating manpower requirement, and it should be, it should be taken into consideration the number of the workforce for a certain department is needed. How many workers and employees are needed for production unit, or for account section, or for purchase section, or for maintenance section, or for admin department. Like this should be earlier decided, and basing upon that there should have a question of recruitment. Then accordingly there should have a criteria of each job, and basing upon that criteria recruitment process will be carried on. After the recruitment process, when the applicants, several applicants are there, the selection process will be started. The selection process, that the right man will be selected for the right position. For a certain job, the prerequisite quality should be verified and justified. At the same time, taking test or viva or multiple system, following multiple system, or by demonstration, they can be selected. The right one will be selected for the right position. Then the placement and orientation. Yes, there is a question after selection, the workers, employees, or the managers even will be placed for the certain assigned position. Then performance, training and development. Training and development, it should be regular, recurring program to maintain the quality or to upgrade the quality of performance and skill and efficiency of the workforce. Performance training and development is necessary and indispensable. Then performance appraisal. Performance appraisal is indispensable. Performance must be appraised with. If performance is not appraised, then it cannot be assessed what is the actual quality of a certain worker or workforce, so that the organization itself will be cast down. And promotion, with the length of service and with observing the performance, quality, skill, efficiency of the workforce, promotion will be given. To keep the skilled and efficient workforce in the organization, promotion is must. Then compensation. Compensation is a very important thing. For a certain position, compensation packages should be confirmed. And this should be competitive in nature and observing the other organizations' payment structure, facilities structure. Side by side, government rules, regulations, government policy, and how government is adopting regarding the compensation packages for the workers and employees of the organization. Then Separation. Separation is the last step of the process of staffing. It means separating the employees from their job. This makes place for four ways: through retirement, termination, retrenchment, or death. Yes, the workers are working or for a specific reason or for after ending their service life. There is a question of retirement, termination, retrenchment, or death. A worker may die, the retrenchment may happen. So, these things are chronologically happened and done. So, a staffing process is, it should have a very clean and potential. The right person should be appointed for selection procedure, selection process. If it's not done, the total system will be haphazard in manner. So, it should be kept in mind. Then the is factors affecting staffing. Some problems are there for affecting the basically in the third world countries like Bangladesh, India, Pakistan. There is sometimes external pressures are there available. Yes, when there is a recruitment process is going on, then so many pressure is coming from so many corners, and they are also trying to affect or for selecting or recruiting some guys, maybe political in nature or near ones. This is too much harmful for a technical manufacturing system. Unskilled workforce may be appointed, and if so, ultimately the end result of that organization will be crashed down. That's all, and that's the thing. So, I just like to say one thing I like to mention. Now the virtual world, virtual academic system is prevailing and going on in Bangladesh. We are now delivering lecture here. If we don't know how to deliver our lecture with virtual or matching ourselves with the automation concerned to virtual delivery, then it will be hopeless practice. Just the simply manual effort is not here enough, right? So, promotion policy, if the promotion policy is not in the right track, then the workers or employees will be frustrated and they will not incline to their performing their regular duties and responsibilities. Future growth plans, and what is the future growth plans that need to be very clearly expressed. If the future growth plan is fine, then the workers and employees will be interested and inclined to that organization, so that they will be interested to hold the training, to participate in the different training programs. Then, technology use, yes, I just told you earlier, multi-varied technologies are now used for the virtual class delivery. The same way, even the official desktops are now performed in this corona pandemic situation, keeping the workers and employees themselves in their house. They are doing and they are practicing over laptop. They are doing their desktop and office jobs regularly. So, technical know-how, technology attachment is very much important. Then, support from the top management, yes, positively, support from the top management is very fine. The top management is interested and inclined for for better development of the workers and employees, and the right selection and right recruitment, then the organization will be benefited. But if the top management is not that much interested, they are politically pressured, and they are some of them are very much interested to recruit or appoint the near or dear ones. This is very much harmful for the organization. Then the image of the organization, yes, the image of the organization. If the skilled, efficient and high quality personnel are available in the organization, then the image of that organization will rise and explode to a great extent. And everybody will be interested for that organization. Even the buyers, banks, financial institutions, they will be very much interested. Then some problems are there also. Say for the labor laws. If sometimes labor law is against the organization, against the service rule, against the development of the workers and employees, there is the against the organization itself, then it will be quite tough. But there is ILO. ILO convention has to be followed and carried on. Then some problems are there, the pressure from the socio-political. I discussed this earlier. Third world countries like Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, social policies, labor social policy, or the pressure from the sociological organizations are very important. Very important. It's a pressure is coming from the different corners and different parts of the world, and so it's a very this pressure has to be observed very clean and skillfully. And then there is the competition is prevailing. If competition tremendous is prevailing, then fine, competition is fine all times. But if the competition is for the quality attainment, then that should be taken under consideration. The educational standards. Educational standards is the burning question. If we go 50 years, last 70 years history of China, Japan, and South Korea, it's not 70 years, 50 to 60 years experience, then this is a very immense thing, very important thing. If the laborers and workforce are right quality and they are well trained and developed, then positively their organizations will be very potential, functioning in and developing in the right way, in the right track, like the Japan, South Korea or China. Now these countries are treated as not, people say these are not countries, these are factories. Then other external factors, and so many other external factors are there. These are also sometimes creating hindrance or havoc for the right recruitment and selection of the workers and employees. So their staffing is also affected by other external factors such as trade unions, social attitude towards work. Trade union and social attitude towards work is a very important, but it's a very plus point from the side of Bangladesh. Day by day, this sort of pressure is declining here in Bangladesh. Only in the garment sector there is a pressure, and this and other sectors are not that much creating pressure. So our economic, special economic zones are functioning and working very nicely and developing positively. So okay, students, dear students, I am always telling you, I am advising you, like your, not only like your teacher but also like your guardian. I am just telling you, develop yourself, gathering knowledge from the multivariate sources and observing the practical fields, means factories, business sectors and organizations. So if you are practically visiting all these organizations, and you will be able to gather the applied knowledges. Until unless you are gathering the sort of the right knowledges, right track you are moving, and you can't sustain, it will be quite tough from your side even to position yourself in a certain job. And for the betterment, for the better development and well functioning, so you will have to think accordingly. And again I am telling, again and again I am telling, learn English, learn Japanese, learn Chinese, learn Arabic languages. Because FDI, huge FDI, billion dollars coming here in Bangladesh, and mainly from these countries. If you can fluently speak Japanese language, then you can go get job in the different Japanese organizations here, like for the Matarbari project and Honda company, Arai Hajar. So you should have to learn these languages, and at the same time you need to gather professional knowledges, say for the professional knowledge, say for the commercial documentation, shipping documentation, loading, unloading, handling, port handling, multiple activities you need to know and understand. So okay, it's night, very beautiful, weather is fine, trees are now very calm, gardens are there behind me, and birds are singing, and some sounds are coming from the roadside. Night is fine, good luck you. Keep yourself within the house, don't go outside. Wish you all good luck.